Hey everyone, it's Jacob here with another 5-minute leader. I hope your week is off to a wonderful, wonderful start. Today I wanted to talk to you about a quote that I heard, and this was many, many years ago. I can't remember where I heard it from or who said it, but it's a quote about Disneyland, and it relates to this idea of driving change. And the quote is something along the lines of, nobody likes the drive or the trip to Disneyland, but everybody likes it once they actually get there. And really what that quote means is that when we think about any kind of change, we don't like the process of change. We don't like the work that has to go into it. But then when we see the end result, we actually like it and we're glad we did it. You can apply this to all sorts of things in your personal life. For example, let's say you want to start eating healthier or you want to stop smoking. The process of getting healthy and getting in shape, the process of stopping smoking, the process of making these positive improvements in your life are really hard. They're not easy. They can be painful. They're very difficult. But then when you look at where you are, what the outcome of that process is, then you take a step back and say, wow, I can't believe I didn't do this earlier. And I have several friends and family members in my life. They've gone through various transformations, whether they're trying to eat healthy or become better versions of themselves. And after they do the work, they're thrilled. The same thing is true when we think about any kind of change inside of our organizations. When we talk about digital transformation, when we talk about changes to workplace practices or anything else, it's very overwhelming when we just focus on the change. It's very overwhelming to say, well, we got to introduce this new technology. We got to create all these training programs. We got to let go of employees. We got to build a whole new team. We got to restructure this. We got to build a whole new headquarters. It becomes very overwhelming, and so overwhelming to the point where we just think, well, why even do it? You think about what's going on in politics today. We're also very obsessed with the kind of day-to-day. We want to open borders. We want to close borders. We want to get rid of this person. We want to hire this person. It's very tactical, but we don't do a good enough job of painting a picture of what that vision is going to look like. And again, borders, vaccines, abortion, whatever debate you want to look at, whatever your political spectrum is, all the political candidates are very focused on just kind of the tactics of what they want to do, but nobody's painting a picture of what that change is going to look like when you actually get there. And again, this doesn't matter which political party you are affiliated with, nobody's doing this. But the same thing is true inside of our organizations, right? If you're a leader, if you're trying to drive change, the lesson here is don't just focus on the tactical or the strategic aspects of what need to get done, but paint a picture of what that change is going to look like. If we introduce this technology, this is what's going to happen to our business. We're going to allow our employees to work from anywhere. We're going to be able to introduce hybrid work programs. We're going to be able to identify opportunities quickly. We're going to be able to mitigate threats. Paint a picture of what that vision looks like. Because again, remember, nobody wants and nobody is excited for the process of change when you tell people how hard it's going to be, how much work they have to put into it, where all the problems currently are, how terrible everything is. But if you can paint a picture of what that vision is going to look like, then you will be able to get people on board. So remember that quote, nobody likes the trip to Disneyland, but everybody likes Disneyland when they get there. Same thing is true for you, especially if you are in a leadership role or if you want to be in a leadership role. What does that Disneyland look like for you? And remember, you're going to get resistance when you tell people what that trip is going to look like. That's natural. You have to accept and understand that you will get that resistance, but also understand that once people actually get to that destination, they're going to be glad that they went on that journey with you. So paint that vision, paint that picture of what that Disneyland is going to look like, how people are going to feel when they get to that destination. You're going to find that you're going to be able to get a lot more things pushed across. You're going to be able to get a lot more things implemented, and you're going to be able to drive a lot more effective change. So that's my piece of advice for this week in this episode of the 5-Minute Leader. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment below. Has this resonated with you? Have you tried something like this inside of your organization? If you look at organizations like Amazon, for example, when they made a big pivot out of just selling books, it was difficult, extremely challenging to sell pretty much anything and everything. But Jeff Bezos was able to paint that picture, that vision to get people on board with that change. Look at Spotify in 2008 when they had to convince record producers to allow them to give their music to Spotify. And it turned out that subscription service ended up being a very good idea. And at first, a lot of record producers, a lot of record labels were like, no, that's crazy. It's too much work. It's not going to be worth it. Paint that picture. Everybody now loves the Disneyland that they're a part of. Same thing is going to be true for you and your business. So thanks for watching.